All right, let's talk garage makeovers. When you're thinking about the biggest bang for your buck, what comes to mind? The floor? Cabinets? Nope. The most impactful upgrade is the one everybody forgets. We're talking about the biggest, most neglected surface in the whole room. The one right over your head.
So think about this for a second. You went out, you bought those awesome super bright LED shop lights. You hung them up, but your garage still feels like a cave, right? You're still fighting with shadows every time you try to work on something. So what's going on here?
And here it is. This is the big aha moment. The reason your space feels so dim is because that bare, unpainted drywall ceiling is a light sponge. It's literally absorbing all that beautiful bright light you're pumping into the room instead of bouncing it back down where you actually need it.
So, the solution is obvious. Paint it. Simple, right? Well, hold on a second. Before you even think about buying paint, we need to talk about the #1 mistake people make. This is the thing that can absolutely ruin the entire project and turn your workspace into a total nightmare. It all comes down to the paint sheen. You see, a flat sheen is your best friend here. It scatters light in every single direction, which gives you this beautiful, soft, even illumination with zero glare. Now, if you use a semi-gloss or satin finish, it does the exact opposite. It acts like a mirror, creating these blindingly bright hotspots that reflect your shop lights right into your eyes. Let me be as clear as I can be about this. Unless you truly want to feel like you're working inside a giant mirror with blinding reflections constantly hitting you from your LEDs, you have to stick to flat. This is a non-negotiable pro-level rule. Flat finish only. Period. Okay, so we've got rule #1 down. It has to be flat paint. But listen, not all flat paints are created equal, especially when you're fighting gravity and working overhead. So let's get into the pro paint showdown and figure out exactly which paint is right for your garage. So according to the 2026 guide from the pros at thepaintly.com, these are your top 3 contenders. We've got the Drip-Free King for most garages, the big ROI player for larger spaces, and a texture hero for those tricky older ceilings. Let's break them down. For most of you with standard drywall ceilings, your absolute champion is going to be this Rust-Oleum flat ceiling paint. Now here's its secret. It's formulated to be thicker than regular wall paint. So what does that mean? It means it clings to the roller and the ceiling, which means way less dripping and splattering. It stays where you put it, not all over your face and your floor. Now, if you've got a big 3-car garage or maybe a detached workshop, you got to start thinking about the economics of it. And that is where this True Value 5-gallon bucket is a no-brainer. We're talking about a massive return on your investment. The cost per square foot just plummets when you buy in bulk. It's simply the smartest financial move for a large project. And just think about the scale of this. One of these 5-gallon buckets can cover up to 1,900 square feet. I mean, that's easily enough for 2 full coats on a big garage ceiling, and you'll probably still have some left over. For a large-scale job, this is absolutely the way to go. But what if your ceiling isn't so perfect? What if you've got that ugly popcorn texture or some old water stains you're trying to deal with? Well, meet your textured hero, Best Look Flat White. This stuff has a higher solids formula, which means it's designed to fill in those little gaps and hide minor imperfections, a lot of times without even needing a separate stain-blocking primer. All right, you've chosen your weapon. Now it's time to talk about execution, because having the right paint is only half the battle. How you apply it? Well, that's what's going to give you that flawless, professional-looking finish.
Okay, here is a pro tip that will save you a massive headache. The order of operations. It is simple, and it is non-negotiable. You paint the ceiling first, then the walls. Then you finish with the trim, always. Why? Because painting a ceiling is messy. You're going to get drips, you're going to get splatter, and it's going to end up on the walls. By painting the walls next, you just cover it all up. Don't make more work for yourself by doing it out of order.
Let's talk about your secret weapons, your tools and technique. First, an extension pole is an absolute lifesaver. Don't even try to do this job without one. Second, you got to use the cross-rolling technique. You roll your first coat north to south, let it dry, and then roll your second coat east to west. This is the key to a perfect streak-free finish. And remember to match your roller nap to the ceiling. 3/8 inch for smooth, 1/2 inch for texture. So there you have it. You've got the pro-level knowledge. You know the right products to use, you know the right process. There's absolutely no reason you can't get this done and completely transform your garage in a single weekend. So the real question is, are you ready to stop working in the shadows? Are you finally ready to have that bright, clean, professional-looking workspace that you've always wanted? Awesome. Here's your action plan. It's super simple. Go to thepaintly.com. Use their free ceiling coverage calculator to find out exactly how much paint you need. No guesswork. Then, just use their links to grab the Rust-Oleum or the True Value paint right there. And I want to leave you with this one last thought. Stop thinking of it as just a ceiling. This weekend, go out there and paint the biggest, most impactful wall in your entire garage, the one that's right over your head. I promise you, you will be blown away by the difference it makes.